So what I've observed is that value and entertainment depends on the problems and the needs of the people watching it, right? So most of you have likely not given yourself permission to step into your free square and step into, because most of you are like, well, what I do is common knowledge, what I do is boring. You all think your own shit is boring. How many of you understand that? Like, you think your shit's boring because you're surrounded by it literally the entire time you've been alive. You're blind to your own genius and your own greatness and your own entertainment value, right? You need the validation of other people to tell you that was entertaining, that wasn't entertaining. And the most visceral feedback that I can give you about producing content that's entertaining is until you start producing content and like watching yourself be boring or not boring, you won't know. How many of you don't like to watch yourself on video? Well, you want to know the best way to get over it?
Do it.
Fucking do it. Right? Here's the truth. I used to, like, when I get serious about something, I would approach the camera and close my left eye. Like, and then what I realized is I have been approaching other people and closing my left eye my entire life. That's not just something I did on camera, it's something I did all the time. And it was watching my feedback loop on video that helped me programatize that behavior away. I didn't notice, even after doing video for 7 years, that I would take a marker just like this, I would pull the lid off, and while I'm writing, I would manipulate the lid in my hands. Like a totally unconscious behavior I never have physically felt myself doing until one day I'm watching myself on video and I'm like observing that I'm doing this and I'm like, Jesus, like, stop, yeah. Like that Bob, what's that guy? Stop it. Anyway, so just do it. Bob Newhart, yeah. Come to a mic.
One of the biggest things that actually helped me in the speaking realm was listening to the actual podcast that I had just gotten off of. How many of you go, oh, look at my podcast, and you don't listen to your podcast, and it's full of ums and so's, all those filler words. And one of the key things, I was at an event on Friday with Roger Love, who is the trainer of the stars, and he said that was it Boeson, I'm not sure, but one of the biggest things was, he said, listen and listen and listen. And it's the same thing on video. If you don't like yourself on Facebook Lives, watch yourself on Facebook Lives, because that is how you get over speaking in a crowd like this. And as an entrepreneur, you need to get out and speak. You just do. And you have to be able to carry yourself one-on-one, because that is how people buy you, because they buy into who you are.
Yeah.
And one of the things that he taught us on this weekend was, when you feel a so coming on, you're not breathing. So it's the power of that pause. So if you're having that moment and you're kind of, I don't know what to say, it's take a breath in, because it slows you down, it gets you clear, and you don't use as many so and ums.
Yeah.
And even on Voxer, or Facebook Messenger, I will always listen to the message, because it gives me an idea of how I'm being heard by the other person.
100%.
Yeah.
And I'd like to drop a bomb that should probably offend some of you, which is that if you do not like the way you sound or look on video, the wiser thing to say is you do not like yourself. Because I'm just appending on video. If you don't like the way you show up on video, you don't like yourself. Video reveals who you are to you. No different than delegating to other people. No different than growing a business and being accountable to other team members. Your business, your technology, and your marketing reveals yourself to you. So if you're hiding from your own video, then one way to say, you get over it is by watching yourself. It's not technically true. Watching yourself and identifying what it is you haven't yet loved and appreciated about yourself, so that you can love and appreciate yourself, is how you become compelling on video. But what that actually means is that's how you become compelling.